Greetings, everybody. It's Steady Eddie here. It's late night. It's Udon Thani in Thailand. Hello to everybody. And if you're watching this on catch up, then hello, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us and have a nice day. Okay. So all's cool anyway. Late at night, it's about, it's coming up to midnight in Udon Thani. So anyway, let's say hello to some people here. Chris Card is here. Hello. Harold Betterson, Ty Belly Boy, Toby Price, Scott is here. Donald Trump. We have that. Well, funny enough, we were talking a lot about Donald Trump tonight. I met some people tonight. We were talking a lot about Donald Trump and political correctness and saying what you think and all that kind of stuff. Neil Fleet is here from Waverty. Nice to hear from you, mate. Barry from EastEnders, any love in the afternoon or just cold beers and Mazamans? Okay, it was actually the second one, but I did actually see a love in the afternoon candidate today, and good-looking girl, but a bit of an opportunistic cow, you know what I mean? But nice bird anyway. But no, just cold beer and Massaman curry. I did have a Massaman curry today. Very, very nice. Mazza, nice to hear from you, mate. Chaz Brown. Yeah, I'll put this one on the screen. Robots work 24/7, 365 days a year. That's not good. Unlike the cows who can't work a few days to fill potholes. Okay, fair comment. Okay, I'll tell you what I mean by robots in a minute. Who's that? Scott, I'll be trying to deal this time with UK, Mr. Trump. Okay, fair enough. Duffalo, Robots will end up going woke too. I got a fear that they have. Scott, you missed a boat there. Okay. Wayne Kerr. Wayne Kerr, did you feel the earth move today from Taiwan? Oh, I hope that. Taiwan's a nice country. I only went there for a couple of weeks. I went from Thailand to Taiwan for a couple of weeks. And I went to Taipei, and then I went to another city. I think it was called Kuching or whatever it was called. But I had food poisoning there, and it really set me back a lot. But Taiwan is a good country. I like Taiwan. I'd like to visit there again. I hope everything's okay. You know, Taiwan seems to be a very, very good country to visit. Mr. King Charlie sold Highgrove House for 30 million to Zelensky. Really? I don't know about that. I'm only taking your word. I don't know about that. Sparky, nice to hear from you. Delayed Dave. I do mean robot on the dance floor. Okay, fair enough. Nice to hear from you. Let's see. Sceneries. Afternoon, everyone from London, UK. Okay, good afternoon, Sceneries. Okay, Harold Betterson. Harold Betterson. No, I've never bumped into that vlogger. Never heard of him. Guilty Traveller, evening Eddie. Love these live streams around this time. A very grey, rainy day in Philadelphia. Okay. Rainy and grey in Philadelphia and probably in London and a lot of other places. Here it's blazing hot. Wow, it's hot stuff. You know, ideal for a cold beer and a hot afternoon. It's hot stuff. I'm not complaining. I hate the cold. And I moved out here because of the warmth, and so I'm not going to complain about the warmth. Absolutely terrific. Wayne Kerr, you obviously not heard about the massive. I heard something about it, but I hope Taiwanese people seem to be very, very nice people, and it seems to be a very, very nice country, very nice country. So I hope everybody's okay there. I really, really do. I would have had a far more pleasant time there, but I was struck by food poisoning. Pets outside, nice to hear from you. Pets outside, good day, Eddie. How's it, Isan? Well, it's okay, but I mean, you know, I wandered out tonight. I like going out for a couple of hours of an evening time, you know. But if you go in the bars and you know, you end up spending money and drinking beer and all that. But I found like a pavement cafe. It was actually a convenience store. There were tables outside. And basically, I was having large San Miguel's for a very, very reasonable price. So I spent about half as much as I would have spent if it had gone into the girly bars. Hey, hello. Barry from EastEnders. That Master Brady bloke, so funny. Can't imagine. I don't know who that is. Philip Mulville. Best books from Steady Eddie. Okay. Todd Brother. Can't see the new book on Amazon. Okay, now I'm glad you mentioned that. Because this is what I want to talk about with regards to robots. Okay. This is what I want to talk about. Now, I posted my second book on Amazon almost 4 days ago. Right now, it says that it takes about 72 hours for it to be reviewed by Amazon, and 72 hours. Now that's 3 days. Well, it's almost 4 days, and they've still got my second book in review, and that's why I'm worried. Now, I think to myself, maybe it was because it was a bank holiday. And a lot of this is done by robots. And maybe robots don't work on bank holidays. I hope that's the reason. But then the other reason could be that they may be reviewing it because, how can I put it? It's not exactly woke. It's not exactly politically correct. I have used some kind of language in the book, which, some people will say, I'm dreading Amazon coming back to me and saying, Mr. Sweeney, sorry to tell you this, but your book is not exactly woke. It doesn't go with woke policies. You've used the L word and, you know, various other stuff, you know what I mean? So this is what's worrying me. My book is still, after almost 4 days, what's 4 days in terms of hours? That's 96 hours, something like that. My book is still in review. Is this because robots don't work bank holidays? Or is it because they found something else that they're a bit unsure about? This is what worries me. Harold Betterson. I saw a video of a guy in a swimming pool during the Taiwan earthquake. Maybe he felt safer there. Welsh 32, lovely and cool here, Eddie. Okay, fair enough. Chris Carr, did you not feel it? No, I didn't feel anything like that. Didn't feel anything. Let's see. Pedro Tires here. Scott, you see the robots on the go in Bangkok airport, my new 1G washing machine has AI built in. It's not spoke to me yet, okay? Robots are going to take over the world. I mean, robots are great. Robots are brilliant and all that, but I hope robots don't go woke. I bloody hope not. We don't want to see any of that shite. John, thank you for the sporadic live stream. Okay. Now, I've been to... I wasn't really planning on going out tonight, but I thought, you know, I want to get out of this room. You know what I mean? I'm still worried about my book. Why is it still in review? So anyway, I went to the main drive, but I went to a little convenience store where they serve beer outside, a large San Miguel. Now, basically, it works out. If you get the large San Miguel from this convenience store and sit on it outside, it works out about £2 a pint in English money. But as it goes to the girly bars, it works out £4 a pint. So think about it. It's probably better for me to go there. And I met some good people. I met an Australian geezer and a Swedish fella, and we had a nice little laugh together. You know what I mean? Toby Price, the heat is mad just now in Thailand, 38 degrees every day. That's okay. I don't have a problem with that. That's not okay. I can go for a walk. You know, that's all right. I like the hot weather. Ian Bowden. Hello, Ed. Hope all's going well. Got back from Spain yesterday. Had a great time, but weather was unsettled throughout. Now it's getting warm and sunny out there. Bad time for me. Yeah, I mean, this time of year, April, springtime can be very, very hit and miss in those countries. But I hope you've had a nice break in anyway. And it's nice to hear from you anyway. Let's see. Scott, Bangkok robots cleaning floors in the airport. I've seen them. Petal Tai, you reckon you will still be a nude on for Songkran? Yeah, I'm going to be here for a few more weeks, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what Songkran's going to be like here. I mean, I'm going to be walking on the road and all of a sudden some bastard comes out of nowhere with a water go psst, and spray. I'm going to say psst, yeah, bugger off. Harold Betterson, is there some filth in the book, Ed? Yes. Yeah. Now, I've listed the book as being suitable for 16 to 18, 16 upwards, 16 to 18 plus, okay, as it did with the first book, okay, and that didn't seem to be a problem there. Apparently, if you list your book as being 18s or only 18s and over, apparently it's the kiss of death on Amazon, because by all accounts, what Amazon do, they put your book to the back of the queue and put it in the dungeon if it's 18 plus. So I don't want to do that. It's not a pornography thing or nothing like that, but there is adult content in it. You know what I mean? There is a bit of filth. Leeds, nice to hear from you, Leeds. I hope all's well, mate. Hope all's well. Cheers. Scott, it could be a short circuit. Okay, fair enough. Liam Harden, your Facebook is currently unavailable on Amazon yesterday when I went to buy it. Really? Really? Well, this is my Facebook here. That's my Facebook. And that's had a resurgence in the last couple of weeks. I think I mentioned it in a video that I did, and it's had a bit of a resurgence. It sold a few copies in the last couple of weeks. It's there. It's on Amazon now. It's on Amazon now, Kindle and paperback. But I think this second book is going to be superior because that was my first one. And I think the second one is a step upwards from that. But what's worrying me is that this wokey cokey shite, and Amazon has seemed to be taking a long time to review the book. And I'm kind of worried. Is it because like robots don't work bank holidays and they're behind time? Or is it because they think, wait a minute. This is not the most politically correct book that we've ever come across. This book does not fit in with our woke policies. Oh, Jesus. And also maybe the language is a little bit over the top. You know what I mean? Yeah, Pedro say, let's say, Ian Bowden, Albots won't be able to do some of the labouring jobs at the airport. However, iBots will one day be able to tow the planes from A to B, I reckon. I'll be long dead when he said, oh, yeah, robots are saying, robots, but one modern technology is absolutely phenomenal. It's all this, it's the human stuff that I don't like. All this woke shit. Robots didn't invent woke. It's bloody stupid humans who thought of that daft idea. FC, we don't have bank holidays in the US where Amazon is based. We have federal holidays. The day after Easter isn't one. Okay, fair enough. Well, I've clicked on Amazon UK for my book. Scott, yes, we do need an iRobot armies. Okay. Chaz Brown, watch out, the Ladyboy robots are coming. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? A Ladyboy robot. Oh, God almighty. The mind, but I have no comment to make on that. The mind boggles on that one. Harold Batterson. Okay, fair enough. Barry from EastEnders, flying back to Samui on Saturday to meet the lady friend. Songkran should be fun. Okay, well, that sounds good. That sounds really, really good. Good for you. I don't know what Songkran's like. The only Songkran I've experienced where it was when I was in Koh Phangan a couple of years ago, and there was a little bit of a festival on the beach, but nobody squirted water. I have yet to experience Songkran, to be honest with you. Ian Bowden, humans are already turned into robots. Modern tech and society seem to be killing off many young people's souls. Listen, I mean, robots are cool. Robots are all right. It's bloody humans. I mean, look what's happened in Scotland. I mean, I've met many Scottish people over the years, and Scottish people are wonderful. Scottish people are wonderful. This is terrible what's happened in Scotland. Apparently in Scotland now, if you're in your own home and you use a not politically correct word, and one of your own, they're encouraging your own family to grass on you. And then the next thing you know, the busies are knocking on the door. There's bloody crimes going on. People having their homes burgled. And then all this, I mean, people should get out on the street and rebel about all this because it's turned to shite. It's shite. I mean, I had this discussion with an Australian chappie tonight and a Swedish fella. Their own countries are turning to shite because they're letting in all kinds of people who shouldn't be there and all of this political correct bollocks. It's terrible. We should start standing up to it. Toby Price, large Leo sitting in my local shop is 60 baht and is a good crack. When your expat girly bars are not on the menu every night, okay, that's fair comment. Harold Betterson. Little Roscoe by Ed Sweet. It's not in Ross again, nothing like that. But it's just, not politically correct. You never know what these woke brigades are going to find. You just don't know what they're going to find. Grand Slam King. Few questions to anyone. Please, leaving Philippines, flying to Bangkok, then going to live in Pattaya forever on the 22nd. Do I need proof of accommodation at the airport, or do I need to show proof of money? Well, proof of accommodation, you've got to put on your form which hotel you're going to be staying in or wherever. Dixie Enormous. All right, mate. Good to see you, Ed. What about visiting Burma? Would you consider traveling there? I'd love to go. I tried to go to Burma years ago, but then the visa seemed to be too awkward, so I thought, bollocks to it. You know what I mean? I'm not going there. But apparently now it's in a bit of a state, that country. I don't know. I mean, it's not on the menu for me. Scott, I'm not a Songkran water fighting guy. I normally retreat to Buriam, countryside for barbecues. I swear Pattaya to Songkran every year, far too many days. Yeah, I've heard about that. I've never been a Pattaya during Songkran, but I've heard that it just goes on and on and on, and you get a bit like washed out. You get a bit washed out with all the water. Bottle baby, no, neither. AI on strike. Okay. Dave Andrew, end of the month, going to Chiang Mai for a week, dreading the smoke, then to Koh Chang for 2 weeks, to the start of the rainy season. Still better than Scotland, I hope. Okay, well, good for you anyway. Good for you, David. Tuffalo, once upon a time, we used to be able to say, if you don't like it, don't read it. Okay, fair comment. Fair comment. Don't forget, some months ago, there was a young girl in England who was arrested by seven police officers for using the L word. Absolutely bloody awful. Crazy. The whole world's gone crazy. Yeah, hey, the way the Farangs act during Songkran and Pattaya is extremely childish. Kroon Farang men walk around with so he water guns just look weird. I saw one dressed in armed forces, clothed up. That sounds like a laughter. Oh, I mean, that sounds a bit crazy. That sounds crazy. That sounds bloody good. Sounds like I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do that, but it sounds like fun anyway. I know it's a mistake, but that's the best way of spelling cheapest that I've ever come across. I've never come across anyone who's spelled cheapest like that. Cheapest pints I bought in Benidorm was €199. San Miguel, I think, ice cold and crisp. Excellent value. Uncle Pet's bar was a bar. Cheaper than any large bitters and silent bars, from my experience. Okay. That sounds good. Benidorm's cool. That sounds bloody good. That's a good place. I like Benidorm. So, did you go and see the live Rumpy Pumpy show between Darth Vader and Princess Leia? It's hilarious, that one. Hey, lady robots need extra oil, and if you get my drift, really, that's sexist. I'm going to report you for that. Yeah, Red Kev, I bought your book on Amazon on Tuesday. Arrived a few. Okay, well, I hope you enjoy it. Mate. Thank you for that. If you're not familiar with my book, it's called 5 Go to Pattaya. It's been on Amazon for so many months, and for the first book, it's got off to a bloody good start. I'm very pleased with it. I just hope my second book is out any moment soon. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Liam Martin, looked again there. Your Facebook is still unavailable on paperback, and it won't let me download the Kindle. I don't know, because it sold some copies yesterday. So I don't know. Stephen Monners, if I could just avoid people for another 5 years, look forward to a retirement. Okay, what would you want to avoid people for 5 years for? That sounds like a very, very secluded lifestyle. I don't know what that's all about. Harold Betterson, no free speech in Scotland now. It's the way it is. Terrible. There are people who are getting out on the streets and protesting, and I say good luck to them. That's terrible. That is what's happening. It's shite. It's dreadful, isn't it? It's dreadful. You know, no free speech. I mean, where would the world be without free speech? Ian Bowden, I am sick of this idea that I yearn back for the times that men were men, women were well women, and men in drag were funny comedians. Absolutely. I yearn back to the times that men were men, women had hairy fannies, and the only women in drag was Danny LaRue. Remember, Danny LaRue he was ahead of his time years ago. He goes back. He was like one of those musical. He was a man who dressed up as a woman in glamorous dresses and all that. And you're going back, you know, God, he was around the 70s, probably before that, Danny LaRue. And no one thought anything about that. You know, he was years ahead of his time, but he was like a character, you know what I mean? And then Danny LaRue was Danny LaRue, but then Lily Savage came along, you know, the Birkenhead man who dressed up as a woman. And I didn't like that because that was vulgar. Lily Savage. Imagine a drag queen with a bloody Scouse accent or a Birkenhead accent. How disgusting is that? And like the vulgar. I didn't like Lily Savage. The vulgarity of it. Dirty bastard. You know what I mean? I didn't like that at all. Danny LaRue, at least he had a bit of class. He was charming, Danny LaRue. I was pretty, you know, Danny LaRue dressed up as, and no one thought anything. He was, even at a time when people who bat for the other side were ostracized, Danny LaRue was a character. So, anyway, what was the question again? Steve Manash, humans made robots, so they're okay, fair enough. Barney from East End agreed. At least we can go to other countries. We respect their culture and pay our own way. That's right. I mean, one of the stupidest arguments that I ever hear is that people shouldn't complain about immigrants in England because we go out to other countries. Yet the difference is, the not so subtle difference is that when we go to other countries, we take our money out there and not dependent on their money. That's the not so subtle difference. I'm in Thailand right now. I don't expect Thai people to pay my way. I pay my own bloody way. You know what I mean? That's the not so. No one's putting me in a hotel for free. I have to pay everything. You know what I mean? Jason Cube. I actually ordered your first book earlier. Thought I would give it a. Oh, good for you, mate. Good for you. It is my first book. And I'm pleased with the results of it. It's a good start. It's not a bestseller, but it's a good start. But the second book, I think, is a step upwards. But the second book is still under review at Amazon. Why is it taking so long? If they found something that is not politically correct, is not exactly. Oh my! I'm threatening it. Ian Bowden. Why don't we stand up for it all? Why are we so afraid to fight back against the forces that are against us? We don't have the balls of our forefathers now. I know. Listen, you know, my thoughts are with the people of Scotland who are standing up, you know, with their banners and their protest and all that. Good luck to them. Good luck to them. I think what's happened in Scotland sounds to me to be bloody terrible. That law about I mean, that's taken, you know, denying free speech to another level. Well, there's no free speech anymore, but Scotland's gone one step further than that. That's dreadful. It's truly dreadful. Shortbread biscuit. Good evening, Eddie. Please can you settle another argument among friends? What is an acceptable amount for me to send to my girlfriend over a Nissan to take care of her sick buffalo? Okay, I will settle that. An acceptable amount is sod all. Send us sod all. Okay. That's an acceptable amount. Sod all. Toby Price. Celtic play Rangers at the weekend in Scotland. Politically correct. Let them try and arrest 50,000 people. Okay. Now, honestly, mate. Honestly, I feel for Scottish people if that really is an enforceable law, because that's dreadful. And I hope Scottish people protest, and they protest, and they denounce everything that's to do with that bloody law that says that they've got no freedom of speech, even in their own home. And what's J.K. Rowling protesting about? She's protesting about Scottish sex offenders, men who commit these heinous offences against women and, God almighty. And then they put on a bloody skirt and say they've got to go to a woman's prison because they are not a man anymore. They're a woman, so they've got to go to a woman. It's J.K. Go and look at J.K. Rowling on Twitter. Go and look at her and see what she's got to say about all of this. It's absolute. I mean, for a woman who's a billionaire author, even though I've never read any of her books, for a billionaire author, I don't know that much about her, but I admire her. She could easily say nothing, but she's spoken out, and good luck to her. Good luck to her. Go and look on J.K. Rowling on Twitter and see what she has to say about this, because I looked at it earlier, and my God, I admire that woman. She's making a stance. Freedom of speech. There should be more freedom of speech in this world. Say what you bloody think. That's all. That's it. It's terrible. It's terrible. Stephen Monash, a slight problem in Burma, known as a civil war. Okay, okay. Seeing the news, I seen a report in the news tonight about Sweden. Disgraceful what's happening there, gangs and all that. I know. I was chatting to a Swedish chappie tonight, really, really good guy. And I grew up thinking of Sweden as snowy landscapes, ABBA, women who got their tits out at the public baths and all that kind of stuff, sexy blondes, exotic. And apparently now it's running rife with gangs and crime and all kinds of bastards who come from other countries. Yeah, you know what I mean? Scott, nothing's stopping this. Puts his lids on lost and Scott. Where did he come from? Where did he come from? Where did he come from? Who's this? Zarathustra. That's Zarathustra. That sounds like a bloody some kind of exotic science fiction movie, doesn't it? AI monger is the way forward, Eddie. Can't even conceive of that one. Ty Billy Boy, it's a shame what's happened in Burma. I loved it there in 2010 and 12. I went all over. I missed a boat on Burma. I mean, the country that I'm in now, Thailand, and I'm going to Cambodia and Laos also. This vicinity of countries is good enough for me. I'm planning on staying here. I'm not going anywhere outside of these little cluster of countries. Yeah, Scott, bill like that should be banned. The world's gone bloody crazy. I mean, I met an Australian man tonight who said Australia has turned to shite because of all this woke bollocks. I met a Swedish man tonight who said everything's turned to shite because, I mean, the average man in the street is more or less united that the world has turned to shite because of this woke bollocks. And yet here it is. It's festering, spreading like an oil slick into all of our lives. They're telling us, they're going to be telling us what we can laugh at next. Next, you're going to be arrested for laughing at a non-woke joke. How absurd is that? Canary spreads his wings. Songkran is not fun after the first couple of days. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Ian Blount, though, I'm losing the plot with my. Oh no, that's okay, but that's okay. We all do that. We all do that. We all do that. Hey, Ian's cool. Ian's a cool guy. That's it. Many a time. Stephen Monash. Okay. Scott. So Miller Lite, Coors Light, and San Miguel Light, my type. Nice crisp and clear. I do like the San Miguel Light, and there is a difference when you drink it between that and the other beer, because you can tell San Miguel Light is less calories. I put on a couple of pounds when I was in Laos because of the other beer, but I think I've lost it a little bit since then. Bilbo Kelso, Ed and Fufu Lama from Manchester. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Ian Bowden, I love Les Dawson, that old hag. Just his facial expressions made me crack. Oh, he was a real comedian. Brilliant, brilliant Les Dawson. Paul Harrison, nice to hear from you. Let's see. Tell you a funny story, but two brought a beer at Bangkok airport and opened it on a domestic flight. Cabin crew said to me, not allowed on a plane, but they let me drink it. Okay. Well, fair enough, fair enough. Good fellas. Yes, Eddie, but you've had the privilege of being raised and educated in a first world country with the relatively easier opportunities that allow you to take your money and live where you want. Okay. Good fellas. I'll read that one out again. Yes, Eddie, but you've had the privilege of being raised and educated in a first world country with the relatively easier opportunities that allow you to take your money and live where you want. Okay, first of all, okay, fair enough, good fellas. That is a fair comment. Now, if you go back, you obviously don't know me very well, good fellas, because if you go back to the history of my YouTube channel, I kind of bare my soul. And I don't know if you know this, good fellas, but the word privilege does not correspond very well with my upbringing. Education, the only education I got was reading books. Nobody forced me to do that. And as for my background, I, to put it bluntly, was raised in a garbage dump. That's where I come from. I come from a bloody garbage dump. A third world country looks better than where I come from. Okay? So there is nothing privileged about my background. Absolutely nothing. My upbringing was more backward than many third world countries. And the reason I am able to live in a desirable place like Thailand with my own money is because of my strength of personality, because of my discipline with money. Unlike a lot of those dossers back in England who come from privileged backgrounds and just piddle their money up against a wall on drink and various other naughty substances, and then thinks the rest of us bloody taxpayers owe them a living. Okay? There's nothing privileged about me, mate. Anything I've got, I've done for myself. Yeah, you know what I mean? So go back on my past videos and you may eventually gather that. Thai Billy Boy. The UK government are talking about fining homeless people for being smelly. Disgraceful. They shouldn't fine them for being... The UK government talking about fining homeless people for being smelly. Listen. It's terrible for people sleeping in doorways. It's dreadful. But let's be realistic. The vast majority of them are there because, I don't want to say the D word, I'm going to say the vast majority are there because of naughty substances. They have the opportunity to put a roof over their head and food on the table, but they piss their money up against the wall, and then, and they won't pay the bills. They are there because they won't pay the bills. And that's why they're sitting in the doorway. They get thrown out of their accommodation because they won't pay rent or whatever. And then these end up in a bloody doorway somewhere. Now, I have dreadful situations. Some of those people are running from, genuine hardships and all that. But they don't, let's say any money that they get, drink and naughty substances take priority. And that's why they end up in a bloody doorway. Okay? You can come to them, fine. They got no bloody money anyway. How are they going to find them? Paul Harrison. I reckon these new Scottish laws will spell the end of the SNP. I don't live in Scotland. I'm not Scottish, but my thoughts are with the Scottish people. I would like to see the Scottish people rebel against these stupid bloody laws that have come in. I really, really would. Let's see. Hey, if ever you send money to a Thai girl, a Thai boyfriend will be the one loving you. Okay, fine and dandy. I wouldn't do. I'm gonna grab myself another what do we call it? Oh! Oh! I do like this Lipton's, what do we call it? Listen, I hope I haven't caused offense to people about homeless people. I mean, my heart goes out to homeless people. But I come from a background that's more disadvantaged than most of them. And what I really think, the government should clamp down on is aggressive beggars. Have you ever been confronted by an aggressive beggar who thinks that you owe him money? You've never met this bloody scumbag in your life, but he thinks that you owe him. I some bastard block my path once and say, "Hey mate, can you do us a favor?" I said, "No." He said, "How do you know what the favor is before I've asked you?" I said, "All as I know is that I don't owe you any favors. That's all I know." Bloody dossers on this. And most of these are white English people. They're not foreigners. They're white English people. Scabby bastards. Anyway. Shortbread biscuit. Okay, thanks. We'll just take a moment of silence for their sick bug. Oh, shoot the bloody eat the bastard. Hey, Malmo is the safest city in Europe. Malmo, I don't know where that is. I've never heard of it. Where's the safest city in Europe in the 1970s? Now it's one of the most dangerous. Is that in Sweden? Bottle baby. Didn't want to hear that about Sweden. You read the news. I've never been to Sweden. But I was having a beer with a Swedish fella tonight, and they were the first to tell you it's turned to shit because of all of the bloody immigrants who are, oh God Almighty. Quinn FC, not as dangerous as St. Helens. It's not one of those obscure little places outside of Liverpool. I went there once, St. Helens. Never again. Shortbread biscuit. The world is downhill from here, Eddie. Walls all around the globe, displacing everyone all around Europe. It's depressing to think what the younger generation will have to put up with in 15 years. We've battled through more, worse times. The younger generation, my young generation was very, very disadvantaged, and I come through it. If you're strong-willed, you'll come through it. I seen somebody on YouTube earlier this evening going on about the way the 1980s was better than the modern day. Well, I was in Liverpool in the 1980s, and it was shite. The worst city to be in during the worst recession in English history. That's where I was in the 1980s. And this guy's saying the 1980s was better than the modern day. What a load of bollocks. Andrew Hammond, nice to hear from you, Andrew. So you can't say Scotland's famous phrase anymore. See you, Jimmy. You want a Glasgow kiss? Well, I don't know when people say enough about Scousers. It doesn't seem to be prejudice to say what you want about bloody Scousers, does it? Yeah, you know what I mean? Bottle baby. Cheap gin on the way next. Keep us all inebriated, okay? William Chatsworth. Calm down, Edward, and embrace the woke. I think there's a lot of stuff about woke that's really, really good, but it's descended into silliness. It's genuine silliness. That's what it's descended into. Okay. Residual Royal Academy. What's up, Steady Eddie? Broke up my girl who lives 1,000 miles away. Any tips to make my mind of it? Yeah, Anissa Kate. Go and check out Anissa Kate on the internet. And I mean, you know, unashamedly bash the bishop to Anissa Kate. That'll take your bloody mind off your girlfriend. Oh, Jesus God. Anissa Kate. Oh, my God almighty. Toby Price. My missus drinks San Miguel Light. She's still getting porky. Yeah, because that's because of the curry and chips, that is, isn't it? Let's see. Ian Barb, my next trip for me and Barbed is to Maastricht in July. Which country is Maastricht actually in? Is that Belgium or? Going to Maastricht in July to see Andre Rowe in concert in the beautiful old city square. Can't wait. Seeing him there. That sounds wonderful. That sounds very, very wonderful. I wouldn't mind that. That sounds great. That's in the lovely stuff. I love Europe, and that sounds very, very European and fantastic. So good for you, anyway. Good for you, mate. Nick Ross. Here ended the lesson of Steady Eddie. Well, that's got to be the most obscure comment of the night. That has. Citizen Mikey. Okay, fair enough, yeah. Stephen Monist, to Goodfellow's point, some people are born into hopelessness, others are not. I was born into hopelessness, and I managed to bring hope to my life. It's all about your own strength of personality. That's what it is. It's you know, I've been on my own since I was a young teenager, and yet I always put a roof over my head and food on the table because I'm not like these dossers, dossers who squander their money and then think the rest of the world owes them a living. You know what I mean? Barry from East End, the answer about finding people for smelling, they said they want to make it illegal for people to be homeless. If they refuse accommodation, provide freedom. What a first world issue. Whatever. It's you know what, I've seen a homeless man, not young, in his 30s, a homeless man sitting there outside Tesco's, and an old woman went up to him and gave him a sandwich, a packaged sandwich that she bought from Tesco's, and he was refusing it. I don't want your sandwich, I want your money. And a lot of them, when they get the money, they're going to squander it on drugs. That's what it is. You know, you've got to be realistic. ATM, a big majority of homeless people ended up that way due to mental health issues. Addiction is also a mental health issue, mainly due to biological predisposition to alcohol addiction. Predisposition to alcohol, a big majority ends up to mental health issues. Okay. I'm realistic, bloody realistic. All as I know is that if I'm walking down the road and some bastard, scabby bastard, stands in front of me, blocking my path, and demands money from me because he's got none and he thinks I owe him some money out of my hard-earned money, I don't care what mental issues he's got. He can piss off for all that I care. You know what I mean? He's getting nothing from me. Ian Bowden, seeing more and more Romany-looking beggars here in the streets of my Surrey hometown. Not good. Well, you know, Romany-looking beggars, I know like that's kind of a stereotype in this day and age, but the worst ones that I've come across are white English people. I mean, maybe in London or people like that, but in you know, like the southwest where I've been living for over the years, the worst beggars are white English people. Yeah, it is Nick Ross. You have zero idea about why people are homeless. Eddie, don't be such an a-hole. It's because of house prices and lack of housing. You have no idea. I work with homeless people for 7 months because you're probably one of them. You're probably one of them, Nick. You're probably one of these people who piddle your money up against the wall, squander it on naughty substances, and then think the rest of the world owes you a living. You know, you're telling me I have zero idea. Mate, I come from a bloody extremely disadvantaged background. Extremely disadvantaged background. Of the type that you, in your namby-bamby, hugging your bloody teddy bear and your mummy tucking you into bed would never, ever understand. I mean, I come from an extremely disadvantaged background. And yet, from that extremely disadvantaged background, if I ended up as an old dosser, have I? No. I'm in a beautiful country like Thailand. I can live wherever I want out here. I can go and eat whenever I want. I can go and drink whenever I want. I have a nice little comfortable old age out here with plenty of money in the bank and, you know, having a nice little lifestyle. And that is all from coming from a shithole, like is what I come from. Okay? And the reason that I've done that is through two reasons: hard work and a strong personality. Okay? Hard work and strong personality. That's what you should encourage these people. Okay? You know, Nick Ross, go and do yourself a favor. Go and check out Anissa Kate and satisfy yourself. Okay? Aussie 666. If you think the UK is bad now, wait till you get Starmer, Rain, Abbott. It's all going down a shithole. Yeah, hey, there's no more sick buffalo in Thailand. It's broken phones and lost Gucci bags. Okay, fair enough, fair comment. You all get a bit greedy in Thailand, aren't you? DLB, most people in England do not have privileged backgrounds. They are normal people who are now suffering even more because of the influence of freeloads. They want everything for nothing. Okay, fair enough. Let's see. Thai Billy Boy. I understand, Eddie, about homelessness. It's prevalent in Liverpool. Sure. What are you calling on about Liverpool for? I haven't lived in Liverpool since the bloody 19. I don't know Liverpool. I mean, is the homeless people in Liverpool? I don't know. All I know is that I've lived in the southwest of England for many, many years. And all the homeless people, I've never met one yet that's got a Liverpool accent. I mean, Scousers, one thing about them, they're a bit more cunning, a bit more tuned in than most. They may not be the most charming people, but homeless, I've never seen a homeless Scouser yet in the southwest of England. They've got better things to do. Dave Angie, I'm Scottish, but I have no idea who to vote for in the next election. Maybe first time I will not vote in my life. They're all useless. That law is dreadful. That law is dreadful that came out the other day. It's absolutely dreadful. It's dreadful. The idea that you can be sitting in your own home and you're not allowed to speak your bloody mind. How dreadful is that? Terrible. Who's this? Stephen Morris. I like Lipton tea too. Bloody expensive in Australia. Okay. Good fellas. To Stephen Monash, that was my point. Just being born in the UK is a privilege. Most of the immigrants don't have opportunities in their own countries. Look how many times want to go to Europe. I mean, I've said this many, many times on this channel, but the big problem in the world, the major problem, is that there's less people being born in European countries because European, indigenous European people, Italy, England, whatever, they're having less children and they're concentrating more on a career. Whereas in third world countries, they're popping out kids left, right, and center, which they can't afford to keep. And then 20 years later, these kids are coming across the channel in dinghies, expecting the rest of us to look after them. That's where it is. If there's any way forward, you need to encourage people in third world countries to stop having so many children that they can't afford. If they can't afford to have children, they shouldn't be having them. Anyway, Peter Blue, nice to hear from you. Barry from EastEnders, completely agree about DOSers. Out in Asia, people try and make a living by selling cigarettes or chewing gum. In UK, they just sit there begging. Never again will I get money in UK. I don't blame you, mate. I don't blame you. Citizen Mike, I walked past one of these. Citizen Mikey, I walked past one of these scumbags in Glasgow today and didn't even answer the bug. Good for you. Good for you. Chris Card. Swedes won't vote against, so suck it up. Okay. Scott, I would like to know a list of who are the idiots to move the brainwashed religious people to the UK, keep them out of Thailand. They won't come to Thailand. They won't come to Thailand because Thais have sort them out. Yeah, William Chatwood. Ed, try growing up in the Welsh valleys. Liverpool is like Beverly Hills in comparison. So by Liverpool, Beverly Hills. Oh my God, I've heard everything now. Seamus Doherty. Liberals will call you a conspiracy theorist if you complain about anything. Oh, they can all sling their hook as well. Stephen Monash, good fella. Ironical, everyone who can draw better is climbing over broken glass to get to land of smiles, and some ties to get to the west. The fly in the ointment is money. Okay, fair enough. Okay, Wayne Bridge, yeah, that could have been the person. Robin Abbott, Sweden is the most violent and dangerous country in Europe with bombings and shootings due to the Albanian gangs. That's unbelievable. I had this conversation with this Swedish chappie tonight. I grew up thinking of the stereotypical images of Sweden. Beautiful blonde women, ABBA, the Eurovision Song Contest, Bjorn Borg, Volvos, snowy landscapes, people who didn't have a bloody problem in the world. And yet you're now saying that it's the most violent and dangerous country. That's obscene. That is just terrible. Why is Europe and Sweden and the other countries allowed it to get like that? It can only be because of this politically correct woke shite. Yeah, you know. Scott, anyone that looks and listens now to the brainwashing religion going to take over, not to be part of the UK. Okay. Thomas Pick, that's there for you. Peter Blue, just looked on Amazon. Your new book is not there yet. Yeah, that's because the robots, isn't it? I mean, it's not. I hope it's because the robots didn't work the bank holiday, but it could be because they found something that is not woke in there or not politically correct. You know. Anyway, bottle baby, woke's anachronism. Stephen Manass, we all need to think more before we speak, though. I have to say, we should all speak our minds. That's, you know. Ian Bowden. Cheers, I've got to switch off now and unwind before bed. I was up at 3:20 for work. Oh my God, oh my soul, 3:20. Okay. Well, good for you. Ian works on the Heathrow Airport anyway, so good for them anyway. Okay, nice of you to join us anyway, Ian. All the best, mate. Cheers. Fat Boy Slim, nice to hear from you. What was that? Same as Doherty. Was it? Yeah, I think that was the one that I watched. Yeah, I think I'm not against the guy. But I mean, when people say that the past was better than the no, I don't agree with that. Depends on your circumstances. Hey, my Scottish friend didn't like the Asian because the hot climate in Scotland, he used to like the cold, bitter wind because he could drink the condensation. So, is that a joke? Citizen Mikey, if they don't have opportunities in their country, that's not our fault. It's because they squander the money. They squander all the bloody government grants and international grants, and they could be feeding the starving people, but instead they bloody buy themselves a Ferrari and all of that. You know. Yeah. Ken Christopherson. Hey, Eddie, I haven't been in Australia for 45 years. Still thinking about the Aussie pie and pasty. Can I get that in the UK? Well, I don't live in the UK, but you can probably get it in Thailand. But Aussie pies and pasties, I go to a bar restaurant where they serve that sort of thing anyway. Martin, all right, nice to have you. That YouTube with 1 2 has reached 2 times videos a day. Can't remember his name. Well, it was it's not Bugs Bunny, is it, by any chance? As you can see, nice to hear from you. Who's that? Tony Travers, Lenders at Senator. I'm going to do a video tomorrow on the main channel about undesirable people that you meet. Yeah, Scott, there should be a bill put forward that every PM must be voted in by the whole nation, not replaced. Yeah, I know. Britain's got a prime minister who wasn't voted for by the public. Let's see. Steve Monash, man overboard. Folk him or they cannot swim. Okay. Dave Perry, looking good. Lost. Oh, thank you. That's very, very nice of you. Very, very nice. Scott, Boris trust Rishi after Boris after another election should have been a. Oh, yeah, whatever. Oh, they're all a load of bollocks, aren't they? They're all a load of bollocks. Yeah, let's see. Steady Eddie for Prime Minister. Fat Boy, Steady Eddie for Prime Minister. Okay. Bangkok bound. Eddie, you're an embarrassment. Yeah. Well, you're a wanker. Eddie, it's Martin Ryder. Have you heard of Richie Parkinson, YouTuber? He's a nude on in his videos today. Have you heard of Richie Parkinson, YouTuber? Never heard of him. Never heard of him. Sarah Smiles, hi Eddie, greetings from Scotland, pouring down with rain. Eddie. Any thoughts where you might settle and what's the price range? I'm curious. Scotland, down with rain. Any thought where you might settle? What's the price? And I'm curious. Well, I'm thinking of settling in Cambodia when the time's right, when the visa runs out. Toby Price, it's family values which taught me how to behave. My mum was a single parent, but told me the rules not a good job. Kids nowadays have no role model. I did okay. Okay, I mean, this probably is with family values. It probably is with family values. But you know, with so many single parents around, I mean, you know, there's probably, well, I don't know, families could be dysfunctional as well. Don't forget. Yours travels. What's happening, Gangan, from why? Yours is having a good time. He's in Wahin now. He's posted some great photos from Facebook. Good for him, anyway. Nice to hear from you, Steve Manash. Okay. Yeah, okay, here we go. Mountain Goat, watching news ballots makes old men turn into grumpy old men. Okay, fair enough. Hey, Griffin, you can't compare Liverpool's problems in the 80s with their, well, okay, whatever. Bill, I meant it because that's where I work and live, and I see it every day. And yes, I've worked for 54 years. Okay. Martin Ryder. Thai bar girls and freelancers should have a fast track visa to the UK. Okay. We've gone on a fair bit about this. There's something I want to mention before we go. There's something I want to mention. It may not be popular with everyone, but I think it's an important thing to mention before we go. Terence Miles. Eddie put my niece through to become an engineer working on aircraft. 4-year course in Philippines cost £4,000. Same course in the UK, £33,000 a year. Oh, well, good for you. Anyway, good for you. Good for you. Bobby Crush. I reported a beggar to the police a few weeks ago. He was aggressive, and I was worried he'd intimidate old ladies and women. The police are too busy, you know. They're too busy arresting 16-year-old girls for using the L word, and you know what I mean. Anyway, here we go. I'm just going to skip through this. Okay, so let's see. Let me see now. Okay. Okay, we've had enough of this conversation. Okay. So I'm going to finish this one off very, very soon because we've had a bit of a chat. It's been a nice little old chat. I've had a few beers tonight, but I'm in good spirits and everything. Thumbs down to some knobheads in the chat. But I'm going to go out. I've got to mention this because no one else is acknowledging this today. No one else is mentioning it. But there's an important thing about April the 3rd, 2024 to mention today. Okay, so I'm going to mention it. 100 years ago, 100 years ago today, a very, very important person was born. And no one else seems to be mentioning much of it. So I'm going to mention it. It's this chappy here. Marlon Brando, 100 years ago today, this amazing icon of Hollywood, of acting, of the whole works, was born. So let's give a big round of applause to Marlon Brando. 100 years old today. He's been dead for about 20 years, but he was born 100 years ago today. One of the probably the most influential screen actor of all time. Anyway, so what do you think of Marlon Brando, everybody? Who's this? Okay. Who's this? Pedro said, Eddie, how do you settle in the country and not be able to speak the language? It won't work, Eddie. That's all right with me. I don't have a problem. David Way, Eddie, what's the best country in Southeast Asia in your opinion? Well, I like Thailand, I like Canada. I don't think there's any such thing as best. I mean, you know, aside London, hit the like button, okay? Hit the like button, fair enough. Rookie cameraman, I'm a private detective. I've been looking for Lisa Dale now for 6 months. I have to leave Africa now due to funds. So far, I've interviewed 3,000 British white women. Okay, good for you, man. Good for you. Sceneries, enjoyed these. Yeah, Sheldon, he could have been. What? Yeah, let's see. Schindler, he could have been a contender. Okay. What's it? Nick, you know what, Nick Ross? You know, you're lucky that I put your comments on the screen because you're a bit of a knobhead. You are a knobhead. That's what you are. But Pedro side, but you like living in Southeast Asia. Martin Ryder, the horror. Okay, magnificent, magnificent. Brian Street, nice to hear from you. Scott, great live stream, Eddie. Keep it the great work. Okay, fair enough. Stephen Monash. Yeah, who's that one there? Gaz, me and the boss are pay a guy that refused to pay his death visit in the morning. Okay, fair enough. Gaz is a Mexican hitman these days. Steve Monash, that's a man who liked a beer. Okay. Yours travels. Great streamer. They never do, mate. They never ever do. Let's see. Ken Christophers, after birthday, Mr. Marlowe. Okay, 100 years ago today, this amazing, influential actor was born. So we should all celebrate him. The rookie cameraman, Marlon Brando, was a genius. Let's see. It's got talk of real life is good. Okay. Nick Ross, knobheads know best. Well, that's about the most intelligent thing you've said all night. The rookie camera with his cotton wool on his cheeks, amazing. Toby Price, I like Brando in Apocalypse Now, wonderful, absolutely. I mean, for me, The Godfather was the greatest screen performance of any actor ever, amazing. Steve Manners, Apocalypse Now. Eddie, could we compare Marlon to Oliver Reed? No, I liked Oliver Reed. I mean, he was very, very and he was good fun, but I don't think he's in the league of Marlon Brando. Wayne Ritchie, hi Eddie, great to see you. My sister brought your book yesterday. She loves it so far. That is brilliant. And I'm just hoping all goes well with my second book. I hope Amazon don't find anything that they don't like. Gaz77. He will be given one chance to pay, otherwise he will be dealt with. You tell him, Gaz. Gaz works for the Mexican, hitman syndicate, Bus Bob, okay. Steve Morris, nothing like the smell of napalm first thing in the morning. Actually, it wasn't Brando who said that. It was Robert Duvall. Ben Leno, keep expressing your views, Eddie. Nice to hear someone talk sense for the change. Thank you. Robin Abbott, R.I.P. Marlon Brando. Okay. I mean, Marlon Brando was such an amazing actor. I mean, in that movie, Last Tango in Paris, he had such charisma. When he's on the screen, you don't look at anyone else. I remember watching Last Tango in Paris, and that girl, I can't remember her name, the one with the hairy fanny. Even when she was full frontal on the screen, I still looked at Marlon Brando. I mean, how amazing is that? You know what I mean? Who's this? Yeah, the rookie camera. Only Oliver Reed in Gladiator was immense. The story in how he died was even more. Oh, yeah, it was in a bar, wasn't he? Paul Harrison, you have a right to kill me. You have a right to do that, but you have no right to judge me. Okay, fair enough. Martin Ryder, okay, fair enough. Wayne Ritchie, Eddie, what do you think of the other Godfather movies? Not as good. I thought The Godfather Part 2 was a bit overrated. And the third Godfather movie wasn't good at all. Toby Price, Brando or De Niro. Oh, they're both wonderful. De Niro was more my generation. Once again, get overpaying for citizen fees. I'll buy them 2 books for sure. Looking forward to it. Okay, cheers. Thanks for that. Okay. Scott, once I get over paying for citizenship fees, okay, we'll just put that on the screen. Okay, Mr. Mental Health Issues. Okay, so anyway. Anyway, here we go. So Marlon Brando, 100 years. That should be celebrated. Why is nobody mentioning this in the media? 100 years ago today, the most celebrated screen actor of our generation was born. So that should be celebrated. Okay. Stephen Manash, yo, you were right, Eddie. Okay. Let's see. Paul Larson, that was from Brandon when the clock was nowhere, but I ran out of room to write it all. Okay. I'll tell you what, I'm going to sign off now anyway. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'm still in Udon Thani. So, the weather is magnificent. It's absolutely magnificent, wonderful. Okay. So, listen, guys, thanks for tuning in. Have a lovely day, a lovely evening. I'll see you very, very soon. Keep thinking positive, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay. Cheers.